Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Let's Play Dual Universe. So today, I actually have some time to play Dual Universe. So I'm not sure how great the servers have been, and I have to say, you guys have to be patient. These developers, obviously they never expected their servers to go kabloop, and it's the last thing they wanted, obviously. This is not something, you know, hey, we wanted to launch because we knew our servers weren't going to have a great day. You know, obviously there's some bugs and issues, and every day they're tweaking a lot, especially with the factory area for performance. So I'm guessing factories are causing a lot of headaches right now with the developers. But anyways, yeah, we're back. So look at this. This is actually really cool. These are, this is called Quick SVG. And I actually don't know. Edit HTML contents. Can I do that? Okay, here you go. So here is the HTML contents of what we have here. So you can actually copy and paste this, and you can create stuff with this. And you can actually just go to Quick SVG. So you paste this in here, and it should go back in just fine. There you go. And basically, yeah, this is a really neat little feature. So you can actually quickly Google SVG editor, and you know, web browser version or whatever, and funny enough, you can make some pretty little fun stuff like this. So that's how people are getting like images in the game without actually bringing in like not being able to have the ability to port actual physical images. Later on you will be able to, but for now you can do that, and you can obviously do much better than I can on that. Some examples out there are quite insane, so maybe I'll find something out there like some like artistic paintings and I'll bring them in the game. So this is our factory. I got something going here, except I ran out of materials. Basically what I have going on here is I'm trying to make I was going to do medium containers is what I wanted to do. I just thought I'd make some, and just that way I have them. Maybe I'll sell some, things like that. But unfortunately, I ran out of materials. So basically what's happening here is, yeah, I got liters, just a few liters of each of these. So I'm out of materials here. I got these set up to create certain resources, which is going really well, actually. I think this was... Oh, actually, I think I did tell it to go in there, to be fair. Yeah, so I have some resources in here, but in the end, I just ran out of the regular resources. So if we look at, I guess, our iron and... where's our iron? So 63 liters. Yes, our iron's completely gone. Our aluminum's at 50 liters, so it's completely gone too. So basically, yeah, those ones we need the most, and we're out. Even carbon's running low, so we're going to need more of that. So whatever, not a big deal, but obviously we need to do something about this. By the way, this is my alt character. This is actually the male character. I'm actually a female character on this one. I don't really use this character. He's on another computer. I wanted to try it. It was actually for fun. I was trying that NVIDIA streaming service that they have, where you run it on your computer and then you can play it on your phone. And I'm using an little app called Moonlight. Except the problem with Moonlight is when I use it and I start tabbing it, moving around, like the shift Windows left and right key. When I did that with Moonlight, without anything running even, I've actually frozen my computer twice. I've never frozen my computer. Yes, if I'm burning up my PC, it's a hot day, I'm running my GPU and CPU really, really high nonstop. Sometimes it might trigger like a thermal threshold because it's crappy, you know, cooler on it. It came with the computer. And I really need to replace that one day. But anyways, point being is it's a neat little program. I tried it out. It was like just playing like we are right now. You know, it felt very native, which I was impressed. I've never tried any of this streaming stuff locally, obviously, and I was very impressed by it. So, anyways, yeah. So I was just playing around with that, and really, what was happening is sometimes you get disconnected. There could be like an hour queue. So what I would do is hop onto that guy and just work on some stuff. Or if something badly happens, you know, I can use him to run out or whatever. So he has permissions with this, and actually I'll show you today how permissions work. So right now flying isn't working really well for me. I'm disconnecting a lot if I move around too much, so I'm staying around the base, but I want to show you this permission system. So if we hit F7 or tab 2 and then, you know, the button there, but if we hit F7, you got this program called the RDMS. This is basically your permission system, right and duties management system. So I can actually do one for myself, and I'm not sure if I was doing it completely right, but you click up here. Yeah, it looks like you should be able to click this here, right? Also, maybe later on, quality of life, you can click here too, but no, you actually click up here. So we go for Kane. So this would be you, and then you'd have your other ones for your orgs like Stone Legion, things like that. So anyways, you got this our RDMS system. So what I went and did is I did a rights, I believe. Was there a rights? No, you know what? I guess it was this one. So I went here and I clicked create, and I put in the character's name. And so let's just do Kane Hart. So I'm Kane Spaceheart. My other character is Kane Hart. Just, like that. And so we do Kane Hart in here. It'll search it. So there you go. There's Kane Hart, and you add them to that. And then you give them a right. So I said select a right, so they can board. I wonder if you can do a select the right. No, you can't. I'm going to go and see if you can. No, you can't. It would be fun to glitch that one in there. Board construct. I would click add. Build a construct. I click add. And so I went through all this. And then in here, all I did was default tag with Stone Legion and all, but I think it didn't quite work because I don't know if these get applied after the fact. So like if I create something new, then maybe he has the ability to touch it. I'm not quite sure. Some of these don't even exist anymore. See all the titles here? So some of them seem to not clear out either when I don't have them anymore. But anyways, what I did is I just select every single thing down this list eventually. So I went one by one, I just like, okay, you, and I just kept adding them. Oh, I just added the same one, the you and you. And then basically I saved it all. And as far as I know, I think that was the only thing I added. And that gave the ability for my alt to have full permissions in my base. So even if I'm not on, he can modify, build, place things, remove things, kind of like he has this permission as me. There might be some sort of limits, obviously, that could happen, but basically it should be pretty safe as long as you're only setting it to that. So that's probably why no one's accidentally, made mistakes and let everyone, steal their stuff or board their constructs, because it's kind of a complex system, To get it through all that, you'd have to pretty much, add and change a lot of rights just to get somebody to basically screw your stuff up. Either way, it does get complex when there are some server hiccups. From what I've heard, sometimes you lose your rights too. You'll be at a construct or whatever, and it'll be saying loading rights. So you got to be careful on that. So what we're going to do today is we're going to be building ourselves a large core. So we're going to actually be taking down everything I've got here, which kind of sucks, but it's a good time since my factory is not really working right now. It's probably the best time for this. So I have it here. It's owner Kane Hart. I actually... it had a lock on it. I couldn't figure it out, and it was actually I had to do the training for it. So if we hit F2 and we go to mining, and where was it under? Not terraforming, architect. Here we go. Core unit upgrades. Okay, here it was. So it was under static core unit upgrades. I actually had to train. It took like 13 hours or so. The last version of this, or not the last version, sorry, second last, I guess. But I had to train this version. Now, there's this version that unlocks nothing right now. I'm guessing down the road they will have an XL version since this is blank here. Static core, yeah, so it has nothing but basically unlocking static cores. So anyways, yeah, so that's what you do. And there's a dynamic version as well. So I can't actually place down a dynamic core until I learn this later on, which I don't need at all right now. So that'll be later on in the future, obviously. Okay, so now that we're here, I'm going to be taking this down, and we're going to try to place this guy down. So if we go to build, this is the outside here is how big this area is. So it's a pretty nice size. The core we're using right now is a small, I believe. Yeah, so let's see what a large does, because this is a nice play area. And like, think about this. It goes all the way up here, so it's pretty high. And it goes underground a bit too. I raised it, but it does go underground a wee bit as well. So the idea is we're going to place that. Let's see what it says anyways here. Or shows. I want to place it roughly where we are now. So it's going to actually require us to move some things around, unfortunately. So holy crap. First of all, it's a big sucker. Oh my goodness, that is it. Look at the line out there. That is the line it offers. And there's a bug, I believe, unfortunately. Yes, I'm going to say unfortunately. That has a permission issue when it's too close to another core, somebody was telling me. I don't know if that's what's happening now, or yeah, it looks like it's not being fair at me letting me place it down. Let's actually open our V here. We don't have it on right now. There you go. Let's turn this on. Okay, oh, we're close to the border here. That might be why. I was going the other way, so... Yeah, I know our org had issues with this earlier. Let's actually see what happens. Oh! Actually, I'm a noob. Ta-da! Never mind, I'm a total noob. It was a container issue. So, actually, this is working well. Yeah, some of our members, they tried to place a large core down in our thing, and they had a lot of issues, but this is actually working good. Actually, it can overlap. I'm actually more amazed by that than ever. I did not think this could overlap, so that's actually really cool. So I don't know quite how far that is. I mean, does this stop to prevent you from going into the corner? I think it might. So you wouldn't even really have to guess too much where to place it. Interesting. And then let's see how high this thing can go. I know it can go really, really high, but let's see how high this thing can go. Oh my goodness. Is it? Let's do the control. There you go. Okay, there you go. So let's say you want to go that high, because that way it sinks in quite well everywhere as well. Yeah, there you go. So, holy crap. So this is as high as you can go with this this sucker. Let's see what it looks like over here. So we can still move it around too if we like. So here's the bordering of it. Okay. So you're not even touching right now. Let's see. Can I move it like this? Yeah, let's do it this way. Oh, it doesn't like that. Okay. Oh, you know why? Okay, so you do have to move it. Oh, okay. Let me see. Let me guess. No. Actually, I think we broke it at some point. Oh, no. Oh, you know what? It's because we're not within it. Aha, there you go. That's why. I want to see. You can do control and it'll jump faster. Yeah, you have to be within it, right? To, like, near it to deploy it. So that's probably what's happening there. So let's see what happens there. I want to see what it looks like over here. Oh, yeah. So it's definitely touching pretty close to the border there. Not quite, but it's in a good way. Plus, you get to work with the front if you need to later on for whatever reason. I like that. That's actually that's really good, actually. So here is the dead center, I guess, right here, I guess. It's kind of hard to tell here, but... This is sort of the center of this, so... Yeah, I think we can move it over a bit more, to be fair, but, yeah. There you go. I think that's kind of... There you go. I think somewhere around there would actually work for me. Okay, and then you might have to... Oh, it's being a butt? I thought we were going to be a butt here. Oh, okay. You know what? Because it's now more centered, it might not like that too much. Okay. And I don't plan to really dig down, so I don't really care for it that way. I prefer to go up in the air, actually. So, yeah, I think that'll be a good placement there. So there you go. So, super base. We'll just call it super base. And there you go. And now we can go up here. Now here's a problem. And if you don't do this now, you're going to cry. So look how big it is. Because I have all this room now everywhere, this is not actually a big deal because I can go and link this up now and deal with this. But if you do not... Okay, good. We have you in there. If you do not bring this down, you're going to have issues in going into build mode. Because what will happen is... you have to fly up here to get to the build mode because it'll be too far, right? So if you don't want that, obviously, you're gonna have to come down with this. And yeah, so there you go. Can that come down? Nice. Yeah. Looks like the server's being really nice today for us. It knew it was a Let's Play day. There you go. There you go. So if we go out of build mode, right? Like if you go up here, it's like, oh, let's go to build mode. You can't get up there. You'd actually have to fly. But now what we can do is hit B on this pillar and we got the full build on here, which makes sense too because it's the center. Then I can start the base and work on my way out here, over here, you know, etc. So I'll work my way out. I will also suggest, like, for these these constructs, because they were so small to begin with, obviously having it right to the edge of the construct area was good. I don't recommend doing that all the time, really. The downside with that, actually, especially with what we have here, is basically I had to, when I put the sign on, I couldn't put the sign on the wall. See how I have it cut in the wall? Because then I realized, oh crap, I can't place that there. I also had the window, you know, it couldn't protrude a certain amount out, things like that. So when you do it right against this, like right one block right there, you do have some building issues with that. So I do recommend kind of bringing in 1 or 2, maybe even 3 blocks. 3 blocks actually not too bad, right? Mathematically, I guess. Do they do 3? Oh, they do 2s. Okay, they do 4 for larger grids. Okay, 4 for larger grids. So 4 is probably a nice number. But it doesn't really matter too much. I'm just letting you know, though, if you want to put like a sign on the side of your building, but all of a sudden you kind of screwed up, it's a little hard. But to be fair, that was designed this way on purpose because it was just to get the most space I could for my factory. So let me show you what I've been doing, because I don't have the materials to actually go and build a base now. I'm going to need a lot of the honeycombs, which will take a while. But I want to let you know what I've been doing here. So basically, I've been trying to build a large container here. So if we do, or sorry, medium container. So medium container. Is it container medium or something? Let's just type in container. Container M. There you go. So you need basic components, hydraulics, reinforced frames. So the basic components, just the alloy smelter thing, so not so bad. Here you need steel, so another alloy smelter. Basic pipe, you need another alloy smelter. So you basically have alloy smelter for that, alloy smelter for that, and alloy smelter for that. So 3 alloy smelters you need. So pretty simple. And then, still use steel, right? So then from there, what I do is I craft the components. And I'll say, okay, craft me 500 of these. And actually, I'm doing that the same with the alloy smelter. I'll say, maintain 500 of these. Maintain 500 of these. Maintain 500, of the selenium as well. And so I'm using all maintenance. So if I show you here, let's actually bring up the build menu, but let's use the link tool. So if we go up here, let's see if she's lagging. No, she opened so smoothly. I love that. Okay, so when we open this up, basically inside here, you can see I have the selenium. That's aluminum and silicon. And basically, I have maintenance mode of 2000 on. So that goes over here, which, oh gosh, good luck finding where it went. I think it's on the bottom one, actually. Yeah, there you go. So it maintains 2000 in here, or at least till it can anymore. This one I had a lot more in the past, so I don't think I've actually been crafting any. It's just, it was a big buffer I had a long time ago. But my issue, obviously, now is I ran out of all the aluminum and iron, basically. So that stuff stopped crafting ages ago. Silicon I have tons of, though. And carbon I have a wee bit still, but yeah, pretty much I was started to use the lot of the base ingredients. So yeah, that's what these guys do. So they maintain it, and the reason you do maintain, and maybe that's a little too much of a maintain. I don't think so, because long run, sure, it takes a bit more to buffer it up, but at the same time, you get to kind of keep an eye on it a bit better, I think. And later on, you can do signs that tell you like how much you have going, stuff like that. But anyways, then from there, what we do is, you put in your metalworks, etc. So you go over here. This one was for screws. I'm not actually doing this. It should be stopped. Actually, it's not. I didn't think we need screws, but I guess... Oh, you know why? Because I had filled the screws capacity, and I just said, oh, okay, we'll leave it alone then. So if you check containers here, and you go to the output, we already have 200 screws there, and that's why. So over here, we, obviously this one uses selenium, basic pipe here. This was maintain 1,000. I probably went a little too crazy with the maintain mount here. I'll probably lower them in the future, and then do more machines. So what I'll probably do is lower the amount you need, but have, 2 or 3 machines create what you need, and that way you have a more flowing stockpile, right? So you're not worried about, oh, I gotta wait 3 hours for it to craft, say, all the hydraulics it needs, because it does take a while, obviously. But anyway, so same idea all the way across, right? And the same with these guys. This is your, so this is making the basic components from the alloy here. And going on and on. And then the final one, obviously, this guy up here goes ahead and takes all of that and makes this. Now, here is where I failed at this and what I'm going to change with our new factory, and probably the best advice I can give you. Use more chest containers. Use small containers even. You don't need, if you're not buffering them into huge numbers. Like this is a small container, I guess, right? Yeah, so a small container here. They're not too expensive, but they're still expensive. But an extra small is just fine, because if you're not overly buffering the components, right? Let's just say you have a dedicated one just for the basic pipes here. So you can inspect this. This is kind of cool. It'll show you its mass, right? So what we need to worry about is liters when it comes to containers, right? So look at this. You got how many liters here? 10K liters, and you get eight less, basically, divide by 8. So if you're not going to have more than 1,000 liters of pipes, basically, which, well, it looks like 1 liter is 1 pipe on this, then what you should do is have a dedicated extra small container for pipes. And the reason you do that is because later you have this kind of issue. Like you have all these components in here, and then I'm pulling and putting, into here over and over. But the problem here is you actually run out of connectors. You can only have, I don't think you get the same amount out as you do in, or is it opposite? Like you get maybe 8 in and 10 out. Anyways, you have a certain amount of connectors you can have coming in and out of them, and you will hit that capacity, and that's it. This one is pretty much probably already near maxing, and then you screw up everything. So what you want to do is you want to organize things into smaller containers. Be smart. This little container is literally dedicated to screws. This little container is dedicated to pipes, and as time goes on, you can increase the size of those containers if you require a higher buffer. But that way you can have, say, 3 of these literally dedicated into making just one item into that container, but you also have all those free links. And then obviously when it comes to, I need a bunch of ingredients, well, this guy can actually grab them from multiple sources. These have the ability to do, I think, like 7 inputs, I think. So yeah, 2 of 7. So you got 2 coming in, I guess, and 1 out. Yeah. So 1 out and 7 in you can do on these. So that's the idea. You got a little bit more room. And then later on, there's even a system, and I don't know much on this yet, and I'll learn it eventually, but there's I forget what it is. It's a container something, I think it's called. And you're supposed to be able to actually move items. And I believe you can even tell it to move a certain amount of items, which is really cool. So, where are we for that one? Yeah, I don't remember the exact name for it. It's not the hub. The hub lets you connect a bunch of containers and act like one, which I don't think you could connect, like, say, 10 of them, and then I think you still have the limit on those, unfortunately. I don't see it on here. It's a transfer. Oh, yeah, item transfer, I think it's called. Item transfer? Let's type transfer, then. Transfer unit. Okay, so this guy, I don't know why. Oh, basic robot arm, large. Okay. Oh, look at that. 216 pipes, 125 of these. Okay, that and a large basic standard frame as well. Okay. So that's probably why they're a little expensive. The processing time takes a little bit of time too. So industrial units are used for powerful. Okay, they can be used on. But transfer units are used to transfer a specific item from one container to another. There you go. And I don't know if you can actually tell it to maintain. I'm guessing maybe. So the idea of this is you can then, grab, all the, like all the materials. Say, like, like I said, you have only a screw container. And if you're going to get low on your capacity here, you can tell it to transfer into another container over here, and then that way it can then link from there. And I guess at that point, what you can do is you just increase your production, and you just have them flooding 3 or 4 containers, but you use smaller containers. That way they can kind of fill up on all of them in a sense. So I don't know if the hub can help you there. I don't know if I take I've never tried it, and I really don't know how that works. Let's see here. I have a hub container here. We could always just try the hub for fun. I've never done the hub, actually. Let's try the hub, because the hub is a really important one. I don't think you can do that many connectors from a hub, unfortunately, and that's the problem here. But look at this. We got 7 medium. Look at that. I got 14 of these guys right now. So let's go here, and because these will be easy to work with. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. The 11 one's for a test. Okay, so we got that done, and let's do that sexy hub we got. Container hub. My organization sells them for like 20K or 30K or something. Pretty nice deal. So much cheaper system, honestly, than what I have with the other stuff. So I think it's like the Link system, so it's the regular. So if you go down here, it got 1,300 liters. So let's put, yeah, here's some stuff. I've been buying some nitro fuel and some the other fuel for space. We're gonna do an episode into space, go to a planet eventually here. My ship is actually lost halfway through the safe zone. I crashed it accidentally, and then I went back with my other ship and repaired it. But unfortunately, I didn't have a way to bring it back. I guess I could drag this guy with it, but I'll just probably run there one day. But anyways, okay, so there's the hub. So the hub here shouldn't be linking to anything because he's not connected. Okay, so we have this one, and obviously this container is full. So if we take the linking tool, I'm guessing it's just the linking tool here. There you go. So this should let you open in this, and here you go. So you can see the size here. Now if we go and do this again, oh, maybe I didn't click the element. Oh, I must have clicked the arrow instead. There you go. So now look at that. We've doubled our space. And this, my friends, is why this is so beautiful. Now, I'm wondering about this because I haven't tried it. Oh, all plugs used. Okay, so we hit escape and you do the one at the window there. There you go. Sometimes they don't show up, like they work, but they don't work. And so you have to kind of be smart about it. Do I only have 2 more left? I'm not sure, to be honest. We can close and open up build again just to confirm it because I probably screwed up at one point. Okay. I think this one isn't linked. No, it is. Okay. So it is hard to tell, but all of them might be linked. So if you open any of these containers, they're linked, by the way. So this is one way to, especially when things are so smooth. Okay, this one's not linked, so there you go. Okay, 10, 10, 10, 10. Well, actually, it says 10%. So, yeah, if it's 10% now, obviously that would be, divided by, well, 10 divided by 100, right? Would be 10. So 10%. So there's your number. Actually, I'm being a derp there. So that works. So now you've basically increased your container size by times 10 in a sense with all those, obviously, but it acts as one container, which is really cool. So now I can go here and put more fuel in here. I can put this space fuel in here, and when we can open any of these containers and take them out, which is, hey, go down there. So we're using 20%, oddly enough. That's awesome exact numbering there, but we can take those out and it works really well. So here is the question I had, and I wanted to try this out since we're doing this. Can I now link these? I didn't think of this till now. So can I link these? Do you have a maximum of 1 input? No. Okay, so it might not let us do it, unfortunately. Okay, what about linking into it at least? No, okay. So it seems like hub containers don't have the ability, and I wanted to test this out with you guys. So now you know, it looks like when you're using the hub, unfortunately, it doesn't seem to let you do that. I think what you have to do is you have to do it from here. So you can link it from here, and that obviously works, but here's the problem. Now it's full, right? You can't do it anymore. All plugs are used. Now here's a question. Can I do that? No. So you can't do the freebie in and out as well with that, because I thought maybe you could, and that would be kind of fun, but it doesn't let you do that. So it's the same mechanic, but unfortunately you have another limitation. So you can definitely input into that, but you're going to hit a few limitations like, you know, obviously we have a certain amount of containers that can plug into here. So I think this panel would be the same, right? Only 10 is the most you can get in there, so I know we canceled some of those, so I'm not sure how many we're at right now. That might have been already one that we had in there. Let's just take one of these. Let's see. Oh, no, we're still doing them. I didn't think the hub had more. Maybe because it has, oh, you know what? I wonder if it has 10 separate ones. Oh, that might be why, actually. They might have a system in place here where it gives it 10 inputs. Oh, actually, these would be outputs. Oh, I get it. Oh, but wouldn't these be inputs I've been putting in here? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, interesting. I think what happens is, okay, so I think that might be what's happening here. Yeah, I think is what actually is happening. So, okay, so that's not bad. You can't, so all these, okay, so all these are inputs. So, you know, obviously it fills it up, and then you have 10 outputs, I guess, or whatever the number is. So that actually makes a bit more sense there. So I wonder what happens if we take this off the wall. So you need to go and delete. Oh my goodness. Well, you can go like this and click these, so it's not so bad if you think about it. You can just spam click it. Sometimes they don't always work, so you might have to go in and out of B. Yeah, it's being a pain there, right? So let's just, yeah, 2 of them there. So just manually do it. Operation invalid linking container. Interesting. Operation invalid on link container. Don't know if this is a bug or another issue. Oh, I know. It's because you have derp. There you go. Because they really join the inventories together, like literally virtually they put the inventories together. They're not actually split up or anything. So you have to remove the amount of items in there to reduce the space for the one in there. So anyways, that's pretty cool. Yeah, these are the chemical ones. I've not tried these yet, but this lets you do like the fuels here, like the atmosphere fuels and stuff like that. So yeah, the other ones that you want to, the gases here, the oxygen, hydrogen, you get something called a recycler, I believe, for those ones. So that works as well. But yeah, since I had some issues, you know, being able to do some mining lately and really traveling, exploring, just unfortunately, you know, things will get better and better. I thought I'd just do like basically just a screwing around at the base here, you know, doing the large core, showing you, you know, the size of that. Learning some stuff, testing some stuff, so maybe you learned something out of this. Maybe you'll even teach me something in the comments or whatever, but yeah, I thought it would be just an interesting episode to just test how the linking system works. So yeah, I do still agree with the whole idea of where you definitely want to probably take the time and you know, set, each ingredient to have its own container. Obviously, the outputs will get quite heavy on them over time as well, because even if you do that, you know, let's just say, okay, this needs like 3 different ingredients. I'll take you, and you, right? Oh, this other machine's making something else. Oh, I need you, and then you know what? So some will get clouded, like it'll get overfilled eventually. So once again, you'll have to go back to, you know, those transfer units. Which does sound like a very plausible and good way to do it, but they're expensive right now. So you gotta, you know, you can craft them yourself, obviously, but I think when you're at the point where your factory is that big and you need transfer units, 200K is probably pennies at that point too, right? So, but yeah, my goal is to, you know, get that bigger factory going. I would like to get some basic automation going on some things like, you know, medium containers, maybe large containers, maybe even doing some cores, right? For myself, and even just to throw on the market. Maybe my org needs some help with some of them, things like that. Just things that I can help, you know, build and make a better make some credits in game as well, because I'm a little poor. I'm really poor. Another thing I would like to do, and eventually I'll play around with it and set up like a container for permissions with it, is I'd like to set up some sort of blueprint drop-off box. I'd like to do some testing videos. Not testing, but show-off videos. Like, I'll do an episode, you know, kind of touring and testing out a new vehicle. Maybe we'll go somewhere, go on an adventure with that. So the idea is people can, you know, donate their blueprints. And then I can, you know, do that, right? You know, make the ship with it and stuff like that. Obviously, people aren't going to just come by and be like, hey, I wanted to give you this whole big, huge ass ship, and so you can do a video on it. And, you know, the idea, anyways, it gives credits to people. Like, you know, if this is like years down the road, people will probably be like, here's a battleship. It's all yours, like the full working battleship. But right now, things are very costly to people, right? They need everything they got. So I'm thinking if people make blueprints and stuff and they would like to have their creations and work shared, I'm thinking of doing that. And I might do I don't know if I'll do a part of the Let's Play series. I'll probably do a mix. Like, maybe I'll do a dedicated video showing it off, testing it out, going into space, things like that. And then what I might do is, you know, integrate them into my Let's Play series. So we'll actually go on adventures, go to different planets, things like that with these ships as well. We'll build ships as well, but my ships will never, ever, ever be nice like most people's designs. I make like a brick flying. Mine would literally be a brick flying, and it won't look like a pretty brick either. So, but I do want to work on building a super base. I like that now. I do want to definitely work on something like that later. Now, what would be cool, which you can't do, unfortunately, is if you could transfer this stuff over. So if I could take this down, for example, and, you know, I take this down and boom, you know, it transfers to that. That doesn't exist. You could copy and paste, say, the materials over there. I don't think you can copy elements that way. I could be wrong. But to be honest, it's just a square building, so I'll just go and rebuild the square building. But I want to make something more fancy. Like, I'll probably still make a square building, but I'd like to make, say, a big towering building over time with multiple levels. And the idea is, you know, it'll be a very tall factory, and, you know, you can put the Stone Legion logo on the outside or something later on. Just something for fun, right? So anyways, my friends, I think that will round up this episode. I hope you enjoyed this. If you got any ideas, you know, like videos you like to see Let's Play-wise, or tips or tricks or anything, just let me know. I'm more than happy to do stuff. Right now, like I said, you know, I would like to do a trip into space, build a new mining vehicle, basically, so I'm not boring the orgs one. Plus, I've blown their core 3 times, so they laugh at me at the org because I've literally destroyed the org truck that we showed that mining day 3 times in a row. People don't know how I do it. It's just magic at this point. But anyways, I'd like to make one that can fly, basically. I'd like to have a 200-ton vehicle that can fly, even go into space, so I can maybe later on help get resources on other planets, even if it's not for myself, but for the org, things like that. Like, I want to partake in that. Unfortunately, I've been a little, I wouldn't say selfish, because I haven't actually done anything myself. The only thing I've done in the last few days is buy that, because I've been really busy at work. But every time I play, there's been a lot of server issues, and I want to let you know this is a beta. Things will get better over time. You know, they're obviously having a hell of a time. You know, developers aren't going to be releasing a game saying, yeah, this is how we want, you know, it to be. We want it to be broken. There's no way in hell that's what they want, obviously, right? So eventually they'll iron out some of these issues. And honestly, I was able to build, you know, the core, do some stuff there, open the machines. Already, that's great. Last night, when I was opening a factory, I actually got like a 10-second delay opening. So some things are already improving. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, all that fun stuff, and we'll see you wonderful people next time. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.